Chances are, if you were a Star Wars fan in the mid-noughties, then you're also a fan of 2005's Star Wars Battlefront 2. Whether it was playing as Yoda on Kashyyyk, Darth Vader on Hoth, or just flying into the enemy hangar and destroying their ships as they spawn. For these reasons and more, many Battlefront fans have concluded that out of the 4 games, 2005's Battlefront 2 reigns supreme. But what I see lacking in many Battlefront conversations is the campaign for this game. So that's what I'll be looking at today. Welcome to the first episode of Old But Gold, a series where I will be playing what are considered classic games for the first time ever and giving you my thoughts on it. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different because I have played Star Wars Battlefront 2 before, years and years ago. I never owned it because I never had a PS2 or Xbox, but I would play split screen around my friends' houses every time I went round, every chance I got. So I've played plenty of the multiplayer, but I've never played the campaign. So I launched this game for the first time in nearly 10 years, and I'm hit with a wave of nostalgia from the menu screen alone, from the sound effects to the music, still in a crisp 480p resolution. Once we click to start a new game, we get dropped straight into Geonosis for the first mission, right at the start of the Clone Wars during Attack of the Clones. This also serves as the training/tutorial mission for the first mission of the 501st, who is the battalion we'll be playing as throughout the game. Then it takes us to the very end of the Clone Wars, to the planet Magento, or whatever it's called, I'm not too sure, doesn't really matter because it's only seen like once in the movies and that's when Ki-Adi-Mundi died. Kinda looks like Camino, to be honest. Throughout the campaign, you play as the 501st Clone Legion in either ground battles or space battles across multiple movies. Mostly during episode 3 to episode 4, but it has a mission for episode 2 and then a mission at the end for episode 5. In the ground battles, you can also play as various Jedi during the Clone Wars half of the game, or Darth Vader in the latter half of the game. The third mission directly ties into the start of episode 3 with the battle over Coruscant, which is the first time I noticed the world building in this story. You may only play as nameless clones, but you complete objectives which are vital to Obi-Wan and Anakin getting onto the CIS capital ship. This game gives character to the clones far before the Clone Wars animated series ever did, showing their thoughts towards the war and their Jedi generals which you never see in the movies. Each level has a clone going into detail about the mission and what they thought of it at the beginning and after it's completed. Also, it expands the lore. For example, with the 4th mission showing the homeworld of those giant stick insect things from Attack of the Clones. Although, a few things must be said. 1, the 501st weren't part of all these battles, so seeing blue clones on Kashyyyk or Felucia instead of green or yellow respectively didn't make much sense. But I guess that's down to gameplay mechanics, so they could use those planets. And 2, the missions are all just various game modes and maps from the multiplayer, loosely tied together with a story to prepare the player for the multiplayer. But you know what? I still had more fun with this than I did with EA's Battlefront 2 story. I guess that's more down to I prefer the gameplay of this Battlefront 2 over EA's Battlefront 2. Also, the clone troopers have more personality than Iden Versio and Inferno Squad. I feel like I'm ripping into EA's Battlefront 2 too much. It's not that bad, it's just not as good as this one. It only wins in the looks department anyway. As previously hinted, that's only half of it. Right after we storm the Jedi Temple and execute Order 66 with Anakin Skywalker, just like in Revenge of the Sith, we've become part of the new Galactic Empire. We now play as stormtroopers, fighting to keep the peace and order throughout the galaxy. We're still the 501st Legion, but we're under the command of Darth Vader, and are in shiny new stormtrooper armour. I may be mistaken, but I think this is the first time it's mentioned that the 501st are Vader's personal battalion during the time of the Empire, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't be asked to look it up. From now on in the game, we're fighting for the Empire, against various rebellions and uprisings. We play a few missions in the time between episodes 3 and 4, then we jump aboard the Tantive 4, capture Princess Leia, watch the Death Star blow up, fight the remaining rebels on Yavin, then the final mission is the battle on Hoth from episode 5. The game ends with you defeating the rebels on Hoth, just like in the movie, and the 501st troopers are feeling proud and anticipating victory in the war with the second Death Star. All these missions are lots of fun, but be careful to keep your eye on the tickets or the mission objectives, because if you lose, then you have to start the whole mission over again from the beginning. This game does a fantastic job of showing the Star Wars, from point of view of the troopers, and explains how they are able to turn on their Jedi Masters so quickly, instead of just having the brain chips like in the Clone Wars as an easy way out. Or how they felt when their brothers died on the first Death Star, seeing the rebels as murderers and terrorists when before they would only see them as a nuisance. Not to mention how they felt fighting other clones on Kamino, leading to the Empire shutting down the cloning facilities and recruiting ordinary people into the army. I don't know how much of Battlefront 2's story was canon when they released the game, because it certainly isn't anymore after the Disney buyout, but I believe this game did a far better job of fleshing out the movies and the universe than EA's Battlefront 2 did. Hell, the story was just created to get the player prepared for the multiplayer, and it still did a better job than EA. I guess hell will freeze over before EA does something better than any other video game company. If you have the original Battlefront 2, but you haven't played the campaign or you're thinking of buying it, then 1, I'm sorry I spoiled the story for you, and 2, you should definitely play it if you enjoy classic FPS and or Star Wars. Plus this game is just so much fun with friends, and it's on sale very often on Steam. You don't get anything unlocked for the multiplayer if you complete the campaign, so don't expect any rewards, because the real reward are the enemies we slaughtered along the way. Thank you for watching. Let me know if there's anything I could improve upon in the next video. I'm very new to all of this, so I'm open to criticism. Even if it's just you're gay, it's very helpful. I'm probably going to do more Star Wars games after this because Mandalorian has just finished and I'm in a Star Warsy mood. Alright, bye.